We're here with Mia Yugo talking about employment law today. Mia, can you give us an example of gender discrimination, maybe a hypothetical?
Sure. So let's pretend we have two employees, one male and one female, and they both work at the same company. They both are good employees. They perform fairly well, and let's call them Jack and Jill.
And what happens to Jack and Jill?
So Jack and Jill coincidentally both get married to different people around the same time. And in this hypothetical, let's say Jack comes back from his honeymoon and boss man walks into Jack's office and he says, "Hey Jack, congratulations, really happy for you. Just kind of wanted to check in and see what the plans are on having a family. We anticipate that you and the missus are probably going to be wanting to have little ones here in the near future, and we just wanted to let you know the company's got your back, and here's a promotion."
And what does boss man say to Jill after her honeymoon?
So Jill comes back and the same boss man walks into Jill's office and he says, "Hey Jill, congratulations, really happy for you, good stuff. Just kind of wanted to check in and see what the plans are on having kids. As your friend, I wanted to just give you a heads up, the whole pregnancy thing. It really kind of is going to put a dent in your ability to move up in this company. And so you really might want to wait until after bonuses and promotions roll around. But, hey, I care about you and I'm your friend. And if you need anything, just give me a call."
And so is boss man really Jill's friend?
No, boss man is not Jill's friend. He's not her buddy. Boss man is looking out for himself and the company.
What happens if Jill complains about boss man and gets fired?
So if Jill complains about what's happened, she's engaged in what's called protected activity.
And does it matter who she complains to?
Yes, it does, actually. She needs to complain, either make a formal complaint to HR or a formal complaint to her supervisor, or to somebody in a position of power. Even if it's not a formal complaint, she has to tell someone, she has to report it to someone who's above her in the chain of command. She can't just go to happy hour and gossip about it.
What if Jill just misunderstood what boss man said?
So two responses to that. Number one, Jill, boss man is always going to say that you misunderstood, and the default is always to deny it. They're never going to admit that they did this. Number two, if Jill actually did misunderstand and there was no underlying discrimination, then she gets nothing for the discrimination claim, but she could still have a viable retaliation claim.
So you could still have a retaliation claim even if there was no underlying discrimination?
Yes, absolutely. As long as you had what's called a good faith belief, you could still have the retaliation claim as long as you didn't, just make it up.
And does protected activity apply to other types of discrimination as well?
Yes, it does. So it applies to age discrimination, gender discrimination, race discrimination. It even applies to other types of activity such as whistleblowing activity, reporting fraud, or even trying to stop fraud in the workplace.
So do these Title VII discrimination rules apply to all employers?
No, they don't. So Title VII only kicks in if you have 15 or more employees.
Okay, so are there any other laws that could potentially help Jill?
Yes, there are. So there are state laws that could kick in if the employer has fewer than 15 employees. And this is why it's really important to have an employment lawyer who could look at the specific facts and circumstances and guide you throughout this whole process.
All right, so if you were advising Jill, what would you tell her here to do here?
Well, number one, Jill, don't quit. If you quit, you're just giving them what they want because they want to get rid of you more than you want to quit. So don't quit. Number two, document everything. Keep in mind in these types of cases, the employer is always going to have a file on you. They're always going to have what they call evidence of your misconduct. And so to counter that, you really need to document everything and have good evidence on your side.
Thank you, Mia. This has been very informative.
Thank you.